Good evening, everyone. This is Jonathan the Impaler Sharky. It seems now every Wednesday night, well, this upcoming Wednesday, I'll have a meeting, but then I'll be in Russia. So, what I'm going to do, since I won't be doing a show next Thursday, I will do a show early Wednesday afternoon or morning. I'm hoping everyone is well. Everyone had a great day. We got trashed by Andrea down here today in Florida. It was not very, fun. A lot of rain, a lot of wind, a lot of trees got uprooted, houses destroyed, homes destroyed, trailers destroyed. It really was not a good thing. Tonight's tonight's story is about how Putin not only now bans Russian adoption of their children to Americans, but now has put a ban on gay adoption to the point where even Rush Limbaugh agrees with Putin. So this is the one story that touched my heart back in December. Got me semi angry with a little bit more than semi with Putin. But I'll let you listen to it because it's a heart wrenching story, and I think Putin's wrong. I sent him a letter, and I'm not sure if the adoption went through or not. He did allow some after the letter, and Miss Soviet sent him a letter. But this is from ABC News. Here we go.
Going to turn now to that explosive issue tonight, and right in the middle of it all, children who thought they were coming to America and the American parents who thought they were adopting them, all suddenly shocked. Russian President Vladimir Putin stepping in to stop it all. ABC's Kirat Radia reporting tonight from Moscow.
When Russia bans adoptions to the United States, this is who gets caught in the middle. An American mother and a 5.5-year-old orphan with spina bifida named Paulina. A little girl who's already learning to count in English and tells her mommy that she loves her.
I love you too.
Kendra Skaggs and her husband last saw Paulina just a few days ago on a visit to her orphanage outside Moscow. Now, with the love only a mother can feel, she worries what will happen to her daughter.
I can't help her. I can't tell her I love her. So it's really hard.
Americans have adopted over 60,000 Russian children since the fall of the Soviet Union, but Russian officials have pointed to the cases of 19 children who died after being adopted by Americans. And in 2010, Russia erupted in fury after a 7-year-old boy named Artyom was sent back to Russia alone by his American adoptive mother, carrying a note saying he'd become too difficult to handle. But children's rights advocates say this new ban is playing politics with the lives of children. Now, with no way of contacting her, she wishes she could send her daughter a simple message.
I would tell her that we love her and to be strong and that we're going to do everything we can to come back and get her.
But at the end of their last visit, it was Paulina who was trying to comfort her mother.
I was crying and telling her goodbye, and she said, don't cry, Mommy, be strong.
And David, this is the scene that's playing out in literally hundreds of homes across America tonight. Families that thought that they would soon be welcoming home a child and are now wondering if they'll ever get to see that child again.
I understand about wanting to protect the children against idiot, demented people. 19 children being killed is not cool. But I look at how many American children are killed by their own parents. So child abuse is something I understand. It should not be allowed. But the thing is, in Paulina's case, you got parents who are definitely in love with her, and she has spina bifida, she's in the chair, who would take care of her better than the Russian orphanages. So I think Putin was wrong with this one. So, I can understand certain adoptions, but this is not this is just wrong. This is getting back at America. And I voiced my discontentment, and Putin don't like it about me. I'm from Jersey. Take this to the street for all I care. I'll fight for the kids that way. But here's the freakiest part. Rush Limbaugh freaking out that he agrees with Vladimir Putin about gay adoptions. Listen to this. I'm a fan of Rush, and I kind of do like Putin. Putin's a lot better than Obama.
You know, it freaks me out. I have to tell you, it freaks me out that Vladimir Putin is saying things I agree with. The Russian president has opposed the adoption of Russian orphans by lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, foreign couples, and has instructed the government and the Supreme Court there to prepare changes to existing law before July 1st. So Putin is not allowing foreign lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender couples to adopt kids in Russia. He tells their Supreme Court what to do. Now, just like here, now, stop and think of this. You know what I find ironic about this? Is that back when I was growing up in the 60s, 70s, and the 50s, the left in this country loved the Russians. The Soviet Union was where all the freedom was. The communists were the idyllic. The communists, that's where utopianism was. Communism. Everybody was taken care of equally. It was just wonderful. That's where utopia was going to be. I kid you not. To the left back and still today, the United States was the great Satan. And so now here's a KGB officer who is, I mean, this guy is what he is, and he's an old communist. And he's speaking out against the popular issue of the day in Russia.
Now, talk about being behind the times. Yesterday actually, when I was at the Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners, they overturned a decision that they made in 2005 regarding not supporting gay pride marches and lesbian pride and all of that stuff. They realized they were wrong. So I guess it's going to take Russia a while to realize that they are wrong, that they are behind the times. I personally don't feel, as long as there's love and as long as there's caring and the child is raised right, I don't think there's anything wrong with same-sex couples adopting children. I can't speak for Miss Soviet because I didn't actually ask her about this. Maybe I should do a show and ask her when we're in Russia about it. But I do not think it is wrong for same-sex couples to adopt. Russian orphanages are not the greatest place to be. Let's see if I can find a video on Russian orphanages. Russian orphanages. Russian orphanages on trial. Okay, hundreds of. Let's listen to this. After the stupid commercial.
Leah?
I hate commercials.
Leah, can you hear me?
Oh, but it's a bomb ass car.
Invalids Home number 4 near St. Petersburg is one of the better orphanages. The caregivers do their best, but the children are still left on their own for hours on end.
Wow.
Volunteers help care for the children. volunteers like Johanna Lorenz of Germany. She does what she can, but she'd like to do more.
If you interact with the children several times a week, you can tell that they become a bit more alert and take in more of their surroundings.
Home number 4 dates back to the Soviet era. It houses nearly 400 children. For 10 years now, Natalia Knyaztseva has been coordinating the volunteers from Germany. She says the volunteers often take better care of the children.
Russia still has a way to go. Here, an invalid isn't seen as a complete person. There are many who think the children here get too much care. We often hear things like, "Why do this?" The main thing is, they're out of sight, out of mind.
Images from a children's home near Moscow. Little Vitaly has Down syndrome. His mother gave him up as soon as he was born. The Moyers from Georgia in the United States